Right, part 2, TF185. Let's have a listen. Yeah, I don't like that sound. I've gone through the carburetor. I've checked fuel flow. We've got fuel flow. Air filter is good. Could be down on compression. I gave it a kick and it just doesn't feel quite right. But we're going to check timing. We're going to check the spark plug. We're going to check some ignition system. I have removed the muffler just to see if that was blocked. That didn't make a difference. But it's very lethargic. We'll find some bolts for this too, eh? The shit people do to these old bikes. It could be a wiring problem. The wiring comes into the headlight, and we do know there's some issues down here, down in there. So maybe I'll fix that stuff before continuing. Hey everyone, Calvin here from the Touching Company in New Zealand. So today I'm playing shitty old farm bikes. TF185. No, it's a 185 behind me. It doesn't run properly. Let's check it out. Right, last time I went through the carburetor, and I thought today I'd check the timing, but I've noticed something else. Look down here. This is the oil pump, and it's got quite a bit of movement that's allowed. But when I open the throttle, I'm not sure it's getting full throttle. We'll check that soon. I have a timing light. I have a battery hooked onto there. I go look in here. Now you're probably not going to see it. There's a little mark. Right, there's a little mark. We'll try and find it, eh? Right there. And then on the flywheel, there's some marks there. They are pretty close. So the ignition's probably, timing's probably close enough for now. We'll get it closer once it's running properly. But we've got these problems. That choke is not operating correctly. I can see there's an issue there, but I want to see if it's getting full throttle. I checked out the carburetor last time. I wasn't overly happy with it. I've ordered some new bits for it. We've got those in stock now, so I can have a bit more of a look. Let's get this apart. Let's check full throttle. See if I can sort that choke out. Let's have a look in here. Can we see it? Oh, yeah, we can. Look at that. It is getting full throttle, so that's good, but you can see that pump is really slow. Okay, so the reason with the pump issue isn't that it's not pulling enough, it's not returning enough. If I okay, something else to sort. I'm going to whip the carburetor off and have a look at that, but I'm going to take this tank off and we're going to look at that wiring. Right, so I've whipped the carburetor apart, and well, I've had to look at this lever system, which I wasn't happy with last time. And what was happening is the little ball bearing was getting stuck in the back piece, the on position. So, and then it was actually, the ball was moving instead of staying in the spring groove. There's a spring groove in here. But I was looking at this oil pump anyway. So if I put that all the way off, this moves fine. It's not a pump problem, it's a cable problem. So I pull a cable on, let it off, and this stays up. Push it back down. I do happen to have a TF185 cable here. I believe they're the same. Pretty much all the bikes these days need cables. That's just the way they are. So, but what I'm going to do on this one, this is the spares bike actually. It's an extras bike because I bought this one, and it's got a number plate on it and a registration and a warrant. Well, I'm getting it ready for the warrant rego, but it is road legal, so that's kind of my focus. But I'd like this bike to be running and usable to some extent and kind of reliable. I'm not going to go through the motor or anything like that at this stage. I'm not going to put bigger carburetors on it. That's now been destined for the red bike, Little Ruby. I've got a second-hand battery for it out of Ruby, but I would like it to actually function and be able to be used. So right now we're going to fix this oil pump issue with the cable. If I need to sacrifice my new cable, I will, otherwise I will fix it. But see in here, it almost looks like it's caught fire. I would say that's where the problem is. Now these cables do come apart up in this area. Alright, let's have a bit of a look. Alright, I'm going to try and zoom in here. The other problem that these bikes get, and I've seen this a lot, is they don't install the cable properly. So the cable sticks. So this little unit here, I think that's the end of the cable. Not seated properly. And then it doesn't move freely, so that there. And it doesn't, this unit here doesn't pivot properly, doesn't do what it should at all. So that might cause me some grief. I think that's going to be our issue. See that there? There, right. Ooh, that's the end of the cable. That will cause the problems that we're having. And as I said, these units here come apart, but I might not need to do that now. This will allow me to extract this one. Just flick it apart, and I may be able to reuse this one. I may be able to lube it. I may be able to replace it with another second-hand one that's okay, because I do have some spares. As I said, I don't want to commit to this bike too much, but I know it's something that might need to be done later on. This cable was a little sticky, so I've given it a lube. I know it would be better to get a new one, but that new one is destined for another vehicle. So she's nice and clear now. Put it back together. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I've got this back together, and I've made sure that the the cable end, the little teddy on the end, is well within the little plastic keeper here. Now I've got marks. Let's see if we can see them. Here and up here. So I'm going to adjust the cable. And then we've got a hole here. And we've got a little dot that comes up into there. Oh, it just came in. Now on the 125s, this dot is on the other side of the carburetor, so I do them with the carburetor off. But, you know, with just the cable fitted and the carburetor loose. But these ones, 185s, it's on the correct side. And then I check it's lined up. That line is lined up. We're pretty close. Let's give it a back it off just a little tiny bit. Alright, now we've got the dot in there is correct. And the line down there is correct. Perfect. And it moves nicely. So that's sorted. Happy days. So when I started this video, I intended to be doing the wiring. I'm going to call it quits today. And so I'm going to call it quits on that part of the video. I'm going to come back and we'll do another one where I will repair the wiring.